Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Tuesday, September the 6th, 2022, the day after Labor Day. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the most popular DFS female provider. I've just learned this is just brand new news in the history of daily fantasy sports providing, and that's Miss Deb Lutz.
Man, Coach, I just every day I think you can't get any better, but boy, you make a girl feel good. That's for sure.
Hey, you know what? Number one all time. It's like being in the Jordan of DFS providing. It's just amazing.
Well, in honor of that, let's have some number ones on contests today.
Exactly. How was your Labor Day?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We're moving in, so a lot of work in the new house. We're getting there. I got about 7 guys banging nails in and doing paint and all kinds of things today. So if you hear anything on the podcast, that's why.
I love it. Look at the messages we get in here. Hey, Deb, I love you. See,
Aww,
I've never seen a hey, Coach, I love you in all the years I've done this. Not once.
I love you, Coach.
Well, listen, hello to everybody today. Great to see everybody jumping in here early. I'm proud of these folks just getting in. Usually it's a straggling in the first 5 minutes, but Raiders 7, number 1 today. Actually, he's in and he's probably in a meeting. So Raiders 7, you still get counted as the number 1 guy, first guy in. Rodney Pollard just seconds later. Almost had him, Rodney. Hello, though. Payne Blank, what's up? JT, good to see you. David Dulac, hey, y'all. How's it going? And every time I see David, I remember if you do any super chats throughout the program, every penny that goes into a super chat goes into our charity of the month. This month, it'll be a charity that's being selected by our man, David. So when you do those, we appreciate it. And that will go into that pool, and we'll announce it here at the end of the month. Dominic, hey, how are you? Dominic, I think you're connected to us on TikTok as well. I tried to tag you on that when we put that up there. Fear money. There's no fearing money yesterday, Deb. Not from this group. We kicked butt. Hello also to King of Smack, Absolute Power, King of All Trades. We got a nice group in here for a Tuesday. I love it. So how about yesterday, Deb? Sweet, huh?
Oh my gosh, you were on fire despite all your Fanduel woes.
Yes, I was having trouble on and off of Fanduel. It somehow got booted out, and I was messing with that all day. But the bottom line is, if you watch the podcast yesterday and listen to everything we went over, Crash and I mean, I was just so happy that my guys came through. That went through a whole bunch on the rookie Brown from the Astros. He pitched terrific. It was so much fun having a late stack of the Angels. Every time Trout and Ohtani came up, it was like, boom, homer, double, homer. It's phenomenal. Awesome. So we had a bunch of takedowns on DraftKings and Fanduel and Yahoo. Yahoo, I still can't get anybody to play, though. I mean, I know we have Leonidas and a few of our people to play, but I had 11 winners on Yahoo, including 2 of the contests. No splits from any of our members, though. I am so on fire on Yahoo. It's ridiculous.
Seriously. You own Yahoo right now.
Yes, try it. Get in there. But it is awesome. So real happy.
Payne Blanks is a Yahoo player. Yeah.
Oh,
Yahoo.
Okay. There we go.
Yahoo's good.
Yahoo's good. I'm telling you, the pricing, you can get some really sneaky guys in there. So King of Smack had a big day too. I'm so happy that I hope everybody hit. And I love seeing that in here. I was waiting. I couldn't wait until we had the podcast to see who all won, because really, truthfully, I mean, we faded the guys that didn't do great, the highly owned guys, pretty much. And we had some of the Lance Lynn, man, boy, did he step up for us yesterday too. And so anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy we could have a bunch of winners and fired up that we had some members.
Post those winners on Discord when they come through. We're happy to see them.
For members, and if you're not a member, post them on Twitter so that we could just like and retweet and get that out there. So
if you're not a member,
there, he played Yahoo.
If you're not a member, you got to be a member. We've got
that's right.
Great NFL deal coming on, and a new member to the team who's an ex college player and a savant when it comes to the NFL. So we are going to be putting a lot of information out on Discord and getting even more winners. It's a great time to be joining Coach Talk right now.
It really is. Stephen Miller is the new man at the party here, and Deb is thankful to Deb. She's the one that brought Stephen into the mix here, and you'll get to see him. He and Crash are going to be tackling all of the NFL. I'll be the moderator, the rose between the two thorns on the side. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'll be on there with Stephen and Crash, and they'll be giving their expert opinions. Really excited about all of that that's going on. So fantastic. Let's see. I wish I had followed Coach of the Main Slate Fanduel. Geez. Oh, man. Yeah, it was one of those days. 3,200 for King of Smack. Now that's what I'm saying. And that's how the ROI is supposed to be. Whether you turn 20 into 200 or 400 into 3,200 or whatever the case may be. So I love it, man. I am so happy when we can, produce these winners, and we want to keep this streak going. Deb, we're going to keep this rocking today. What'd you think of the slate initially?
Yeah, I like it actually. I sometimes I walk into the Tuesday slate and it's a little all over the place. This one I felt I have some good focus and some guys that I really like today. Decent balance.
Yeah, I like the slate too. I mean, I think because yesterday was Labor Day and there were some different timed games, we got a better evening full slate tonight that we can really dive into. So cool stuff. Very, very nice. Couple of things now. We'll be on 1:30 live the rest of the week, Tuesday through Sunday. That's the way it worked out with the way the games are. So no switching around, 1:30 Eastern every day. You can check out the podcast. Let people know. We also have a great thing going too. $25 referral. You get somebody, have them come in, check out even the podcast a little bit. If they become a member, instant $25 PayPal. So, keep me posted on that. We have our NFL membership that's starting, obviously, with the first game being 48 hours till the NFL. Deb, can you believe that?
Oh my God.
Crazy stuff.
I'm so excited. My husband and I, we already have our whole evening planned out.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I am so pumped. And we get a lot. What's really cool too, for those of us that play a lot of baseball and then basketball when it starts and everything, because the NFL is the most popular DFS sport by quite a bit, you get a lot of little fishes swimming around in the other sports trying to stick their nose in there where they only know football, and it fattens up those pools a little bit. So that's always nice. Couple other things too. Boom Fantasy. If you haven't tried it, man, I'll tell you, I finally got a chance this weekend. Now that I can get on it on my phone, check out all the different plays. It is the best. So there's a link attached in the bio here on Twitter and on YouTube if you're watching either place. If you want to sign up, just go right to our website, dfscoachtalk.com. Click on Boom Fantasy. You can get right in to the mix there. I just love all their selections of over-under, of prop plays, of the way they have matchups one against the other of players. There's just so many different opportunities there. And you can get all the way up to 40x your play, Deb.
I know. It's pretty cool. I found some, I'm comparing PrizePicks a little with Boom, and there's some really good plays on Boom today.
I love it. And if you sign up through any of these attachments, we're telling any of the links on all of these of ours, they're going to give you 100% match on that first deposit. So take advantage of that all the way up to $100. So you put $100 in, you got the free 100, and you got all millions of plays to make here for sure. So very, very good. Anything else, Deb, before we dive into the slate?
No, let's do it.
All right, we've got 15 games on the schedule. 3 of them are early, so we'll touch on those briefly. But we do have a full 12-game main slate on DraftKings, Fanduel, and Yahoo, so we want to attack those. There are 2 games that are earlier that may have weather issues, so we really don't care that much about those, to be honest with you. The Mets at Pittsburgh and Miami at Philly. Could be a little Pennsylvania rain. We've had a lot of it here in Western PA, so I know Pittsburgh and Philly may touch a little bit of that. So you got to watch those if you're playing the early slate. The game that I'm most concerned about, and it's a massive impact on the slate, is Minnesota at New York. I do think that game is going to see rain. I'm really pretty confident in that. So in my initial builds on my lineups that I'm making, I am not including anybody in that game just yet. So that's how much I think there's either going to be a delay or a postponement of Minnesota and New York. Now, it's 6 hours beforehand or whatever it is. So that very well could change as the day goes on, and then we'll plug those guys in. But that's the only game of the 12 on the main slate that I think we're going to have any issues, and I do think it's going to be an issue. So follow on Discord, follow at DFS Coach Talk on Twitter, because if that game is delayed or in or out, we're going to make sure that everybody knows, because there's certainly going to be a lot of ownership to that game. All right, Deb, and we're going to go through it game by game. We'll touch on these first 3, and then we're going to dive in pretty heavy on the 12 main slate. 6:35, we have the New York Mets at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, 44% chance of rain at the beginning of that game. 74 degrees, no wind to speak of. 8.5's the total. 5.16 for the Mets implied. 3.34 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Taijuan Walker, 7.1K against Mitch Keller, 5.4K. Any input there, Deb?
Well, for if folks are doing the early, the early slate, I like Walker here. I think he's a decent value play against a pretty anemic offense for Pittsburgh. So definitely, someone that I had before I realized that he was playing the earlier game, somebody I had considered for a value pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you at all. He's very fairly priced there. And, with it being a little wet and a pitcher's park anyway, could be a good spot for him. All right, the one of the other 3, 640 is Boston at Tampa in the Dome in Tampa, total of 7. 3.14 implied for Boston, 3.86 for the Rays. Lefty Rich Hill, the veteran, 5.9K against JT Shargos. I don't know if he's 4K. I know they're going to have, how Tampa always does. They'll pitch a couple innings, another guy pitches, whole 9 yards. So wouldn't even think about any Tampa pitchers in this scenario. Any interest in Hill or anybody jump out to you in this one?
No, I wasn't too excited about this game. Pretty low score projected. Hill, sometimes he's good, sometimes he gives some things up, but this one didn't excite me too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go with Boston hitters, up and down that order. I think that's where you want to spend your money if you're playing that early 3-gamer. And the third game that we're not very concerned about, again, a 60% chance of showers in this game. That's not a good thing. Miami at Philadelphia, 72 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 10 miles an hour. Only 7 for the number, 2.72 for the Marlins, 4.28 for the Phillies. Jesus Luzardo, the lefty, against Aaron Nola, obviously the veteran. He's 10.1K, Luzardo 8.5K. Nola the man on that early threesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the chalk. I do worry about some rain on this one. And if they get delayed, it's never good to have your starting pitcher stuck in a delay.
No.
But certainly, Nola against Miami is almost as sure as they get.
It is. And take those funds for them those early 3 games and put it towards this main slate.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
We got a solid main slate.
Absolutely. So the first game right off the bat is the game that has the major rain issue. Now, I've not seen this number before, Deb. It says there's a 92% chance of rain at the first pitch.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Stay
a big
away.
number.
This
Yeah,
is a
that's
delay.
scary. So it's the Twins at the Yankees, only 69 degrees in New York, wind blowing in from center at 10 miles an hour. And again, that huge rain chance. Only a 6.5 implied total, a minuscule 2.69 implied for the Twins, 3.81 for the Yankees. It's Joe Ryan at 8.3 K against Garrett Cole at 11.2 K. So let's look where these two teams stand in the stack rankings. Obviously, you're going to have Minnesota dead last, basically no ownership stack wise there, and the Yankees like almost none either. Would you believe they're only like 1% stack? That's the Yankees of all teams, so they're not getting any love.
I think it's all people saying, I don't need to take them and I no need to risk, kind of the rain delay situation.
Well, I'm going to have to argue that point because guess what? Garrett Cole is the number one expected owned pitcher on the entire slate right now.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's an easy swap out though.
Yes. Early enough and you can swap them out. But early, It looks like 38% ownership with a 28.8% chance of being a top 2% stack. So he is number one. If you're going to go with him, you go with him and hope the weather holds. And like you said, if you have to pop them out of there, then you get rid of them and that's that. So on the other side,
I think Ryan has pitched well this year, so to do some sort of a Yankees stack, I can see why people are staying away from that. He's pitched pretty well. I don't think he's faced the Yankees, so I don't think we have a lot to go on there. But
he's seventh projected ownership right now, so that's very respectable considering he's pitching against the Yankees.
Yeah.
Almost 7% in the early look, and a 9% chance of being a top 2% pitcher. So
and that 6.5 run total is also keeping people away.
Yeah. So
you like anyone here?
Go ahead.
You like anyone here?
No, I don't. Like I said at the jump here, I'm not playing anybody in this game for right now. Yes.
Okay.
If the slate was to lock in 10 minutes, I would have no exposure to this game. Yeah, if things do turn around, and they say it's clear they're going to play, you got to consider Cole as a possibility. I mean, Minnesota's just not hit. I mean, since Buxton went down, I say it on every podcast, they've just gone completely in the tank. And they're just not hitting, but not big stackability on either side. Like I said, I do have some respect for Ryan too. So not a game, even if they told me the weather was perfect, that I would be all over that game anyway. Right. I'm hoping, since I'm looking to fade, and I'll tell you right now, Cole's my fade as of right now. He's 11.2K, which I think is too expensive on DraftKings. Between the price and the weather, I'm just not going to go that route. Totally. I just don't think it's necessary. And, I'm hoping people continue to stay there. If there's a delay or postponement, usually there's a group of people that don't get them out of there, even if there is. We'll see how that one flies. What about you on this game?
Yeah, I hope it goes and people stay with him because, there's too many other good pitchers out there at that level. And I took a look at, he's only producing about a 36 fantasy point average over the last 8 games. That's not great for someone, that's human. So I'm definitely, he is my fade pitcher for today.
Yeah, me too. And I just think he's a little pricey for, what his bottom line number is. I mean, that's around what DeGrom was priced the other day. And there's no comparison really with how DeGrom's pitched, even in the shorter season that he's had. So I'm with you. All right, game 2, 7:05 as well. It's the Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. Little chance of shower here, but we should be good. 76 degrees, breeze blowing in from left at 5 miles an hour. 8.5's the total. split right down the middle, Deb, 4.25 for both sides. Mitch White, 6.3K for the Blue Jays against Kyle Bradish, 6.8K for Baltimore. So as far as the stacks situation goes in this game, we've got Baltimore not getting much attention here whatsoever. They are at about 3% ownership share, percentage and a half, 1.5 of being a top stack in this game. And then from the pitching side, we've got, let's see where these two guys fall, Mitch White and Kyle Bradish. Mitch White is almost no ownership, 0.5%, 4% chance of being a top 2 pitcher, though. That's not that bad. And Bradish, 0.5% as well, with a 6% chance of being a top 2% pitcher. So he hasn't been that bad, really, Bradish. Any love for this game?
I do. I think this is a nice offensive game. I'm going to be sourcing some offense.
Okay.
I do like Toronto as a mini stack. Bradish has been pitching well, but he has not pitched particularly well against Toronto. He hasn't gotten over 20 fantasy points in 3 different games against Toronto. So Toronto hits him pretty well.
Yeah.
Righties in particular. So I like that middle of the lineup with Vlad and Gurriel, maybe a little Kirk and Bichette. So I do like that. And surprisingly, they're not a top tier stack right now. And there's a little bit of leverage play. So I do like them. As a real sneaky GPP, I like Baltimore because Mitch White hasn't proven much recently since the trade. And not a lot to go on because he hasn't really faced Baltimore. So I think that's keeping people away. And Baltimore has a good lineup. They can pop it a bunch. So I actually think that there's a real opportunity on both sides in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too a little bit, considering it's not getting any love whatsoever. So just the leverage of no ownership in this game for 2 teams that can hit and, like just average pitching. For me, when I play hitters in Camden Yards anymore, I really like the lefties because you can still poke the ball out and right a lot easier than you can in the left. And, this way, the guys like Mullins, Rutschman, who I think, is a great play every night, and Santander, 1, 2, 3, and then Gunnar Henderson probably batting 5th. So you got 4 lefties at the top there. I could very easily have 2 of those guys. I'm not probably going to go stacking the O's, but I'm going to have some exposure. And then, you can't go wrong with a one-off on the Blue Jays side either. The only problem with the Blue Jays, they're so expensive now. Did you see the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top 6 guys?
Yeah.
The cheapest guy is 5.2. So that's a lot.
It's gone up there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to stack them and have much in the bank left over. All right. Game 3, Deb, 7:40. Cincinnati Reds at the Chicago Cubs, game in Wrigley. It is a comfortable 71 degrees, light breeze blowing in from left center at 8 miles an hour. Only a 7.5 total, 3.29 implied for the Reds, 4.21 for the Cubs. 2 shaky pitchers here. Justin Dunn, 5.8K against Wade Miley at 6.1K. So let's take a quick look at Cincinnati and the Cubs on the stacks tool. About a 1.5% Cincinnati. They're not getting much love there at all. Cubs are getting a lot. They're second right now in ownership as far as stacks, 11.4. So Dunn has been a gas can. There's no doubt about it. And so good ownership looking so far from the share there. Only though the weird thing with that one, though, even though they're almost at 12% on the stack, only a 4% chance of being a 2% stack. So I don't know. The leverage there doesn't look very good. Are you interested in the Cubs here?
I'm looking at a couple of one-offs on the Cubs, not a stack. I think the leverage is not great. There's other lineups that are better. I do like lefties against Dunn. So
Okay.
I like keeping Ortega in the mix or even Rivas, but more likely Ortega as a just min salary guy, just someone I need to fill in.
Yeah.
And I am eyeing Ian Happ for some pop in the middle of the lineup. So
Okay.
those are a couple of guys, but not any kind of stack.
Yeah.
I am, however, interested in Miley.
Really?
He is my value pitcher today.
What? You're
Yes.
kidding.
Yes.
Do you know that he right now is projected as the third lowest owned pitcher on the entire slate?
Well, there you go.
0.5%. So
There
you
you
are
go.
very
He must be in my
contrarian there.
little sneaky DK GPP along with some Baltimore guys.
Massively
Yeah.
sneaky. So what's your Miley love based on, if I can ask?
He used to pitch for Cincinnati, so a little bit of a revenge game.
Okay.
I think that he's been a good pitcher throughout his career. And he was injured. He's coming back from the injured list, and I think he's still got some stuff left. And so far this year, as he's pitched, he's had a couple of good games. Not allowing any more than 3 earned runs. And I don't know, against Cincinnati, he's so low priced and low owned that I think, if there's anyone who's got a shot at it, I think he pitches well at home. I think he could give us 30 plus points.
Oh my gosh. All right. That is one of your most gutsy calls of the year.
I love
it.
Josh Davis says he likes Miley too. Look at this.
Oh
Crash.
my gosh. All right. Can I stack the Reds, please? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll tell you this game.
It's gonna be the GPP. That's
okay.
You
and Crash, go for it. I'm with you. I can't say I'm gonna have much of anything in this game. I don't particularly like Dunn or Miley, and I don't like these offenses either. And cooler temperatures in Chicago, little breeze blowing in. Just I very likely will have no exposure to this game at all and not feel the least bit bad about it.
This is why we work so well together. Different lineups, right?
You gotta ham and egg it, right? All right, let's go to the next one. 7:45, a full 5 minutes later, we have the Washington Nationals against Crash's new favorite team, according to Lanny in Discord. That Crash has switched from the Brewers to the Cardinals. Did you hear that news?
I know. That is big news.
No, I'm only kidding. But Lanny, if he's listening, we'll go with you on that one. So
Lanny's showing the standings every day, and
I know he's beating up Crash pretty bad on that one, that's for sure. But it is a nice 77 degrees, no real wind in St. Louis, so should be a good weather game. 8's the total, 3 for the Nationals, 5 implied for the Cardinals. Paulo Espino not been solid this year, 5.2K. Against the lefty that they picked up from the Pirates, Jose Quintana, at 7.5K. So as far as Washington, St. Louis stack-wise, St. Louis getting a little bit of action. They're about 5% with about 5% chance of being a top 2 stack. And on the other side of it, let's see, as far as the Nationals, as you would expect, very little, 2%. About a 1.5% chance of being the top stack. As far as the pitchers go in this one, let's take a gander there, because not sure if you have some courage to go that route, but if you want to, you're going to get Paulo Espino virtually unowned, and then you're going to get, let's see, where is our man? He's, I think, getting some ownership. Jose Quintana coming in at 8% with an 8% chance of being top pitcher, 2% top pitcher. So what do you think? Quintana giving you any interest there?
Not really. He's
No?
sort of middle of the road. I told you who my value guy was, and
Yeah.
he's not certainly not one of my pay ups. So not today.
Okay. Hitting? How about that side of it?
Yeah, I mean, I really like St. Louis here, and
Yeah.
kind of surprised they're not getting more ownership, frankly. So I feel
Yeah.
like my stacks today are for some reason under the radar, and I'll take it because I feel pretty good about St. Louis bats against. I mean, Espina has not been good,
No.
and what I'm not sure of quite yet is how low do I go in the lineup? Because like Toronto, these, the Goldschmidt Arenado bats are expensive.
Yeah.
But you got O'Neill, you have Nootbaar. I mean, there's definitely some other places to go to surround that. But I do like that. And I would slightly lean towards Arenado today instead of Goldschmidt.
Okay. Yeah. Cause it's so hard with the pricing to go for both of them.
Yeah.
I was lucky to get Ohtani and Trout yesterday.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was fun to be able to squeeze those guys in there, but I could do it because I had the cheap Hunter Brown. So that made it all come together. But today's a new day. So all those good results yesterday are wonderful. But right now I have 0 like everybody else. So we got to build it from the ground up.
That's right.
I think the Cardinals ownership will rise a little bit as the day goes on. That's my expectation there. I think that number will go up. Certainly they're in a good spot here. I mean, Nootbaar at the top, I think is a nice play at 3.3. Donovan's only 2.8. Again, it's hard to get to Goldschmidt and Arenado, one or the other, maybe. Corey Dickerson is always a nice punt play because he bats up in the order, but he can get pinch hit for. So I'm not going to stack the Cardinals, but I do want a little exposure there. Hard to trust anybody on the national side. I know they scored some runs, and beat the Cardinals the other day, but I just I have no confidence in that side of it at all. So I'm not going to have a ton of exposure there, but certainly wouldn't mind grabbing a Nootbaar or somebody like that from the Cardinal side.
Cool.
Let me check chat for a while because I totally disregarded chat for quite some time.
I've been watching it. We're having some good chats going on.
Is there? I see lots of stuff popping up here all over the place. Let's see. Yes, Millie Maker. Oh, yeah, we're all over. We're so fired up for the NFL. It's not even funny. Everybody's building stuff. We'll be talking about that all week. Josh and
King of Smack and I decided we're sharing the Millie Maker. Just just putting everyone on watch. Yeah.
I think that's very fair. Let's see. What else? What else do we have in here? Just chit chat back and forth. Any question here? Buffalo Wild Wings. What's this?
Yeah, that's Thursday. That's Thursday night. That's.
I want some Buffalo Wild Wings right now.
Yeah.
There's Boom Fantasy's not in Jersey. That's not one of the 26 states. That's a bummer. Yeah. Is that not the case, or is it in Jersey?
No, they're not New Jersey, but they're getting there. They're getting there. I feel like, they ramped up to 26 pretty quickly. So
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you'll see states adding on every week there. So I'll look at this. I've lost track. There's so much chat going. I love this. This is what I want to see. Bo Jackson made an appearance in chat. What the heck? What's up, boy from Cali? I didn't see him in here at the very beginning. This Josh Davis, man, he's chatty. Hingo A. Is that somebody new? Have we seen Hingo in here before? If not, welcome. Lankua A. I know you've been in there before. Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome to see everybody. I'll just absolutely love when we get it.
There's a lot of confidence in St. Louis and Atlanta as stacks.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of love for Baltimore now. I know Josh is excited about Milwaukee probably, but boy, are they going to be chalk.
Oh my God. Yeah. We'll get to that. What really sucks is I don't like when there's a Coors game that it skews everything so much.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's just one of those things, what are you going to do? All right, let's get to the next one. 8:10. We've got the Cleveland Guardians and Kansas City Royals. 82 degrees in Kansas City, no wind to speak of, clear as a bell there, 7.5 total. We have 4.39 implied for the Guardians. 3.11 is all for the Royals. We got Sugar Shane Bieber. Sugar Shane, 10.6K for the Guardians. And Chris Bubich, the lefty, at 6K for the Kansas City Royals. So if we look at stacks for Cleveland and Kansas City, Cleveland's coming in at the third highest projected ownership for stacks right now at almost 8%, with a 5.5% chance of being a top 2% stack. And on the other side, Kansas City, virtually nothing, like 1/3%. So people afraid of Bieber for sure. And then pitching wise, Bieber is the third highest projection on DraftKings, pitching wise at a healthy 26.3%, with a top 2% pitching possibility of almost 20%. So solid there. And then Bubich, not much there, 0.5%, little chance of being top 2%. So he is not getting any love. So let me start off. I'll start this one off, Deb, because Cleveland is one of my 3 stack teams today.
Okay.
And they're not, I mean, they're getting attention, but I don't think enough. I think against Bubich, I love this lineup against the lefty. Cleveland's hitting the ball. They're in a pennant race. Bubich has been struggling, and I just like the value. Stephen Kwan, 3.2K, also happens to be one of my value plays that I really like today. I think he has a great chance of paying that number. And then, I always like Ramirez as a good possibility, but you can get so many guys in that lineup cheap, Deb. Oscar Gonzalez is 3.1, Owen Miller's 2.6, Tyler Freeman 2.4. I mean, these aren't guys that, are going to blow the doors in, but they're good guys that can possibly hit a home run, get some extra base hits. And even though it's only a 4.39 implied for Cleveland, I really like them to score some runs against Bubich and that Kansas City bullpen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right on the money. I mean, my only fear is, and again, as a cash player, I think going with one of the more popular stack plays is not an issue at all. I love your call on Kwan at the top of the order there. Very fairly priced. I think he's going to be great today. I know you have your man crush with Ramirez, so
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it a lot. I mean, Chris the Boobish, right? I mean, he is at 2-10, one of the one of the easiest targets. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, and Bieber, by the way, he's not my pay up selection, but he's my secondary pay up selection. So I'll give you my buy up pitcher here in a bit. There may be a lineup where I go cheaper hitting and I play 2 buy up pitchers. Bieber would be that second pitcher at 10.6. I think he's in a great spot here. His strikeouts have been solid. And, Kansas City, I do respect Melendez, Witt, Perez, and Prado at the top, but it gets a little strikeoutish at the bottom. So I think, again, Bieber didn't quite make my top pay up pitcher, but I think he's a great play today.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love Bieber. He came very close to being my my top pitcher. It was a bit of a toss up, and I'm wondering if we'll see if you and I are on the same guy. Probably not. I'm thinking, but
it's possible.
but yeah, it was neck and neck with my guy and Bieber. So agree with that.
Same thing for me. So. All right, let's hit the next one. Also at 8:10 in the Dome in Houston. More than likely, the roof's closed. Still hot in Texas. It is the Texas Rangers at the Houston Astros. 7.5 is the total. 2.71 is all. Very low implied total for the Rangers. 4.79, pretty healthy one for the Astros implied. Glenn Otto, 6.6K against Framber Valdez, the lefty at 10K. So far as stacks go for Texas and Houston, Houston not getting much love at all. I thought they would get a little bit, but right now only about 3% with a 5% chance of being a top 2% stack. Texas down at the very bottom, like literally almost unowned in all aspects against Valdez. Is Valdez your pay up?
He is not.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to be yours. He's not yours
not.
either. Huh?
Nope.
Okay.
What do you think about this game?
Yeah. I'm not interested in the Texas bats, nor am I interested in Otto. I think the Houston bats will do okay against Otto. I may look for a couple of less expensive bats, but they're not going to be one of my stacks today.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be on Valdez. I think he'll keep getting more and more ownership. Texas has the propensity to be able to pop a ball out of here once in a while with some of these, home run hitters. Not that they're a good hitting team, but, that short porch in Houston, I think, and the fact that Valdez really isn't a strikeout pitcher. I mean, I do really admire the fact that he's a bulldog. He'll pitch 7, 8, 9 innings. So, if you're going to go with Valdez, you could feel comfortable he's going to go deep. But I just don't see him as a, big K guy here. The guy that I'm paying up to, I think, is just in a little bit better spot. I'm certainly not going to stack any kind of Texas hitting against Valdez. And on the Houston side, though, certainly wouldn't mind going one off to a few different spots. I really like Kyle Tucker today. I think he's in a good spot. Bregman also, but they're both 5.3K. So you got to, Jordan Alvarez has been in a bit of a slump, 5.9, and Altuve at the top at 5.8. So they're expensive. Yeah. That's going to keep me from stacking them. But if I can grab one or two Astros, I'd feel good about it.
Yeah, that's it. I am going to sort of one off it because I'm not really interested given how expensive they are. I think there's some better stacks that'll get you a little more leverage as well. And Otto's been playing a little bit better. I mean, he was just terrible. He's playing a little better. So yeah,
he has definitely pitched better the second half. No question, at least respectful,
Yeah.
All right, now we get to this stinking game. Crash is going to be jumping up and down, running around, excited about this one.
Boy.
We got the Coors game, and it's 91 stinking degrees in Denver. Jeez. Milwaukee at Colorado. I'm surprised that the run total is not higher. It's only 11. 6.39 for those Milwaukee Brewers, 4.61 for the Rockies. Brandon Woodruff, 9.4K against Chad Kuhl, 5.6K. So the question is, how much do you jump on this Coors game today? Let's see what the general public thinks. And it's going to be ugly. How about a massive, almost 3 times more than any other stack in baseball as of now? Milwaukee coming in at almost a 33% share and a 24% top 2% stack potential. That's a big, big number. So I don't know how you get away from them today. Colorado, somehow, even though it's there, I guess they love Woodruff enough. Only 3% ownership on the Rockies right now, which I think is too low. And they have a 5.6% chance of being a top 2% stack. Pitching wise, of course, Chad Kuhl dead last. Nobody in their right mind would roster him. Brandon Woodruff, people afraid of Coors a little bit, and he is $9,400, but only, would you believe, only a 2% ownership share? I mean, Crash is going to have a heart attack. 2% on Brandon Woodruff. That's the lowest I've ever seen Brandon Woodruff, for sure.
That's a tough combination.
It is. But he is a 9% chance of being a top 2% pitcher. So you're going to get more leverage by than any other pitcher on the slate. A plus 7.1, which is pretty big deal. Yeah. So what is it? How much all in are you on this game? Or are you going to try to, soft shoe it, or what's the deal here?
Yeah. I like to play a little contrarian. I'm not excited about stacking this up with everybody else.
Wow.
trying to be perfect. I think, Milwaukee has not been hitting great. I do believe that Woodruff, he's playing Coors. That'll be a little tougher, but I think he's going to, keep the Colorado bats at bay, and the Colorado bats are not great. So I'm gonna go for like an under game here, and I have a couple. I'm not gonna fade Milwaukee completely, but I just don't trust that all their bats are going to come to life. So I'm going to actually be selective. I'm eyeing one or two guys. One of them is my home run call today. I was debating between Arenado and this guy, but I got to go with Rowdy today for my home run call.
Roundy Tellez, huh?
I'm going with Tellez. He's going to be my HR call. He's, lefties hit home runs against Cole. He gives up about 2 every 9 innings. And, in Coors, all he has to do, Tellez has so much, weight behind him. He just needs to make contact.
Oh, now don't weight shame the poor guy. Just because I call him Roundy, that's really just, he's an all-around good guy is what I'm trying.
Right. So, so he's going to be my guy, and I may take a look at Renfroe. Other than that, I'm staying away.
That is courageous.
A little gutsy. Today's a gutsy day. Got it, going for it.
I am going to be chalky today. It is what it is. It's just too good of a spot for me. I can't pass it up. And you guys know I'm very contrarian a lot of the time, but I eat the chalk when I have to. As a single entry and cash player, I feel like I just can't catch up the score on a lot of the, other teams with what I can get here. So I'll probably have 3 or 4 Brewers in my lineups today. And I'll probably come back on the other side with a couple of Rockies. So, either 4 Brewers, 2 Rockies, or 3 and 2, something of that nature. I will have by far my most exposure to this game. I just think it is what it is. So, in essence, Milwaukee is my number 1 stack. Colorado and Cleveland are my other 2 stacks. So this game, I believe it, with that hot of weather, these pitchers, which Woodruff has not been great. He really hasn't. And Chad Cole stinks. It's that simple. So I just think they're going to hit. This seems like a 9-7 kind of game, 10-7, whatever. I think 15, 17 runs, and I just want to have every piece of it I can. I have both my BVP and HR call from this game. I'm going with Adames, which really isn't I shouldn't call it really a BVP because he's only faced him 6 times, but he's hit, got 3 hits against him, 1095 OPS, 667 slugging, and that 500 average. And then I am going with Hunter Renfroe. He's faced him once, and guess what? That ball's still screaming and going. It's a home run. So, when you have a 5,000 OPS, a 4,000 slugging, and a 1,000 OBP and average, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
good. You can't get a smaller sample size, I'll say that.
Yeah, he's perfect, though.
But I just, I think I'll have Adames, Renfroe everywhere. Roundy Tellez, he's going to be probably like the highest owned guy on the whole slate. I've seen 30-35% ownership from, and I get it. In a stack, I probably will have him in there, but I still think Colton Wong, Andrew McCutchen, Christian Yelich, all great plays, and they're not like crazy expensive, Deb. That's what I like. Yelich is 4.4. Adames I'll have to pay for at 5.5. Roundy's only 4.2. Renfroe 4.5. Wong 3.7. McCutchen 4. So DraftKings made a huge mistake here. They needed to price up these Milwaukee bats in Coors. I know they haven't hit lately, but those are professional hitters in the perfect setting, and I think they screwed up on the pricing, so I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah. I think that's why they're so high owned as well. You can't, you got the location, the pricing, all of it. So
yep,
we'll see. Don't forget to throw in a DPP that doesn't have them there, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, on the Colorado side, probably just cherry pick two guys out of there, whether it be Blackman or Crone or McMahon. I'm a little sour on Grishik. He looked bad the other day. Even a Diaz, as a catcher.
Yeah.
I think it's just a great game to have a lot of exposure to, unfortunately.
Cool.
All right, we have 3 late games. If you're playing the after-hour slate, you've got a chance to do it, and they all start at almost the exact same time, so that's a fun after-hour slate. We have a 9:38 and 2 9:40 games. The 9:38 game is the Tigers and my Los Angeles Angels, who I love after what they did for me last night. It is 88 warm degrees in LA, so still a little hotter than normal there. Breeze blowing out to left 6 miles an hour, 8.5 is the total. 4 even for the Tigers, 4.5 for the Angels. Eduardo Rodriguez, the lefty, 7.4K for the Tigers. And Mike Myers, or Myers, I think, I'm not sure which way it's pronounced, but the man from Halloween is 4.8K for the Angels. So let's take a quick look at stacks. Detroit and LA. Angels, about 5th highest projection for ownership stack-wise at 5.5%, with a 3.5% chance of being a top 2% stack. Detroit, on the other hand, not so much, but not. Oh, no, I take that back. Detroit is getting a lot of action here. They are 4th right now in stack.
Wow.
What is going on in this world?
Wow.
I'm looking at it. I double checked it. It's 7% ownership right now projection, which isn't that high, but it's 4th. And it's a 3.7% chance of being a top 2% stack. So
unbelievable.
I've never seen Detroit as a top 5 team in stacks.
Seriously.
Let's look at these 2 pitchers as far as ownership there goes and see if any of that backs it up. As far as Mike Myers, he is coming in at a big ownership here. So explain this to me, Deb. How can Mike Myers be projected at 23.4% ownership, but yet Detroit is the 4th or 5th highest stack projected team?
That's going to change. I mean, I know he was incredibly low priced.
He's 4,800.
So he's a punt play.
You can't get a average outfielder for that.
Yeah. So he's a total punt play, but I don't buy it. I think that's going to change.
Yeah, and Eduardo Rodriguez, less than 1%, so he's not getting anything. Well, let me throw this out there for you. Mike Myers is my value pitcher, and I don't like Mike Myers that much at all. He's not that good. In fact, he got hit around by the Yankees, but a lot of people would. Pitched decently, though, against Tampa, Minnesota, and Seattle, and he's gone deeper. He was only going 4 innings, 4 innings early on. Now he's generally going to give you 5 innings. So, again, I'm not running to the bank saying this is the greatest guy ever, but when you could take a guy for 4,800, and if he grabs us, 17 to 23 fantasy points here, Fanduel points, for example, I mean, that's enough, because now you can get 2 more home run sticks in there. You can stack a little deeper in cores. So I say it very gingerly here. I have a pay up pitcher that I like that's coming up. Myers is sort of my value play that I'm going to have in some lineups. But where I don't have him, I'm going to pay up for the other pitcher and go with Bieber as my second. So it's a very lukewarm recommendation. 4,800 is ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that.
All right. Okay.
What about you?
I'm sticking with my Miley. I may have to pay, $1,500 more, but I don't know. I just Myers makes me nervous.
Oh, he makes me nervous. I will tell you, if this makes you feel any better, Detroit is 27th in the league in strikeouts against righties. And so there's, did I say 27th?
Yeah, 27th. Yeah.
No, 5th in strikeouts. I apologize. They're 27th in batting average at 228. So they're not hitting and they are striking out. So if Myers can grab a few points extra there in a good 5 2/3 innings, get me that 23, I'm going to be thrilled.
You'll be thrilled. Exactly. Okay.
Scary though.
It is, but not undoable. I get it.
What about,
I mean, now you're going risky.
Well, Myers is risky, but 4,800, that's sort of risk adverse, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You don't want to take a 0 there, of course, but you know, it really does give you a chance to get some big bats in there.
To get down there for sure.
Are you going to go back to any of the Angels that we ran with yesterday?
No. In general, I thought it was great calls yesterday, but no, I'm not running it back at all. Not of interest.
I mean, where I do use Myers, I might use Trout because I think 5.6 is very fair for him, and he is in one of his grooves. And when he's in a groove, there's no stopping him. Shohei's hitting the ball like a maniac too.
I know. It's a beautiful thing to watch with the two of them.
Yeah, lefty on lefty there though, but you know, that'll keep his ownership way down. And I'll tell you, Rengifo, every time I play him, he just bangs out 4 or 5 hits. The guy's ridiculous and his price never goes up. He's still only 3.9 batting cleanup for them.
That's unbelievable.
It is. So I'll have a couple Angels probably somewhere scattered in there, but not stacking like I did yesterday. And no exposure to that Tigers team with the wonderful 228 batting average. So no thanks.
Yeah, probably not for me either. I mean, I may have a fill-in guy, just if it works out, I might throw in a, because they're so cheap on the Detroit side, but nothing more than that.
Yep. Josh, how you doing, man? Josh Gillum, that is. Great to have you jumping in there with us. Let's see. As King of Smack, I think he's saying run it back with the Angels. I wouldn't blame you. I need a Mike Myers Halloween mask. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have that than a Wade Miley Halloween mask. That's all I'm saying. That could be a side bet in the making there. Who'd ever think we're side betting Mike Myers against Wade Miley?
How about a Miley Cyrus?
Exactly. That's about it. Let's see. Hi, Coach. I'm back. My internet was down for 5 days. Tony A. Good Lord. You can't be away from us that long, man. Thank goodness you're back and you missed a little bit of a hot streak here, but you're catching on at the right time. We are going to let it rock and roll and keep it going. All right, we're right on pace, Deb. We just have 2 more games, and we'll give our prize picks, and then, of course, our Boom Fantasy picks of the day, and we'll get on down the road. The last 2 games, they're both at 9:40. The Atlanta Braves at the Oakland Athletics. I don't believe this, but it's true. It says it's going to be 87 in Oakland.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
They may melt. It's
California is on fire right now. Yeah.
It's usually 57 in Oakland, literally. So 87 degrees in Oakland is unheard of. I wonder how that's going to affect things. Now I'm a little bit afraid. I saw that it was warm in California, but I did not realize it was that hot. So I'm going to be watching this closely. A little bit of a 6-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out to right. 8 is the total here. The Braves have a 4.86 implied, and the Oakland Athletics 3.14. Kyle Wright 9.7K against Cole Irvin, the lefty, at 7.8K. And I would assume process of elimination, we both like Kyle Wright.
You got it. That's it. He is the pay-up.
He's my pay-up as well.
Yep. I love him today.
I mean, he's a strikeout pitcher. Oakland's dead last in baseball with a 217 average. I don't care if it's 87 there. It's still a tough park to hit in. Huge foul territory. I think Kyle Wright's the guy, And let's look at the ownership real quick, Deb. First of all, let's get this out of the way. Oakland not getting any stack ability whatsoever. Explain this one to me, though, Deb. I am sort of perplexed. I guess because everybody thinks Oakland's such a terrible park to hit in. Right now, they're only 3.5% ownership stack. Thought that was odd.
I know. I'm shocked by that.
And they have you know what? Here's the weirdest part. There's 6.8% chance of being a top 2% stack. So that's a pretty odd bunch. And I'll let you do all the talking here, but I'll tell you, as far as the pitchers, Kyle Wright is 5th right now at 14% projected ownership, 12% chance of being a top 2. And on the other side of the ball for Oakland, we are looking at Cole Irvin, almost not owned, 0.5%. Yeah. So tell me what you think. I think you're a Braves person today, aren't you?
Yeah, I do like the Braves today. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Wright, that's what I loved about him in this spot. I mean, his ownership is in a really great spot versus some of these other guys like a Valdez or a Cole. So I thought that, a little bit under the radar in terms of ownership. I mean, the guy's won 17 games this year. He
can pitch.
He can pitch. And like you said, strikeout pitcher against a strikeout team. So yeah, I super love him. Obviously don't love any Oakland bats on the Atlanta side. If it looks right now, I mean, the expected lineup has Grossman in. I love Grossman here. Used to play for Oakland. Same with Matt Olson, actually. Right. So, but Grossman at that price is unreal. And, I love a bunch of bats around him. I mean, I think either Contreras or d'Arnaud for my catcher. And like I mentioned, Olson. And then Acuna has hit Irvin really well. Not sure if I'm going to have enough money left for him, depending on, what I do with like an Arenado, et cetera. But he is really now, I think a lot of those hits have been, in Atlanta, not in Oakland, but I'm just pulling up the numbers right now. I mean, 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 2 walks.
Yeah. It's a good BVP play right there.
OPS of 2.857.
That's all?
I mean, that's obscene.
Wow.
Obscene. So, he is definitely someone I'm going to see where and how I can fit him in.
Yeah. I'm sure. I think the Atlanta ownership's going to go up. I really do. I just don't see how it's not higher owned. And I'll tell you, if it stays that low, Deb, just because of leverage, I'm going to switch some of my ownership in a few different spots to get a few more Braves bats in there.
Yeah. I think it's a good call.
And I do think Wright is to me, I feel like he's the safest play for cash, in my opinion. I just think he's in a great spot.
Nice.
I am interested to see that the temperature does spark my interest, though. I'm going to do a little research because I don't remember talking on a podcast in these years where there was a temperature approaching 90 in Oakland ever.
Yeah.
So very interesting to see. So we'll see how that rolls. All right. Anything else from that game?
That's it for me.
All right. Last one on the slate, San Francisco Giants, LA Dodgers at 10-10. Again, still a little warmer than normal in LA, 85 degrees, wind blowing out to right center, 10 miles an hour. A flat 9 total in Vegas, and doubled up San Francisco 3, Los Angeles Dodgers 6. I called them the dollars. Maybe that means that's where you make your dollars tonight. I don't know. But the Los Angeles Dollars, also known as the Dodgers, at 6 implied. And we have a battle of the Tylers here. Tyler Rogers at the big fat 4K price. And who knows who's going to pitch this game for the Giants in different spots there. And Tyler Anderson, the lefty, at 8.1K for the Dodgers. Exposure here, let's see what we got. As far as stacks, we've got the Dodgers coming in low 3% with a big 6% chance of being a top 2% stack. So that's impactful. San Francisco on their side, also a little respect, 3.5% ownership. So they're actually getting more ownership initially here than the Dodgers, which makes no sense. I guess because they're all so damn cheap. And then from the pitching side, you've got, let's see here, Dodgers, Tyler Anderson at under 10% initial ownership, 12% chance of being a top 2% pitcher. And for San Francisco, there's multiple guys listed. The long guy, the starter guy, Che, whatever. I don't know if he's a Korean pitcher, Japanese pitcher. He's supposed to get a bulk of play pitching wise, but almost no ownership for that group of guys, which is hard to really want to, roster somebody against the Dodgers. So what do you think about this last game on the slate?
Yeah, I mean, so, I struggle with these, with the starters and the primary pitcher, and you don't really know who the team's going to be facing. Yeah. So it's hard for me. I mean, I do tend to, when you look at the implied run total for the Dodgers, and the fairly low ownership, I think they're very intriguing.
Definitely.
On the San Fran side, I was really surprised by the ownership, and I am not going towards San Fran except one guy, and he is going to be my BVP today. Okay. I'm hoping he's going to be a little under the radar screen, and that's Wilmer Flores, who has had a really nice history against Tyler Anderson. He is 6 of 15 with a homer, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks, at 1.137 OPS. So again, not a high-priced guy. I can use him to fit a couple of the other guys in my lineup, and with stats like that against Anderson, I'm feeling good about plugging him in as my BVP.
Yep, I like it. For me, I mean, pitching wise, I'm not looking at anybody here. I mean, Anderson is a reasonable play, I would say. I do think the Dodgers are, if their ownership stays down, I think are a good pivot. If you're going to pivot away from anything in cores, the Dodgers might be the spot to go. But, you're in that quandary again of price. 6.5 for Betts, 6 for Trey Turner, 5.6 for Freeman, and 5.5 for Will Smith. So, those four, I mean, how much exposure can you really have there? Yeah. And then even the guys at the bottom aren't exactly giveaway pricing, 4.9 Muncy, 4.6 JT, etc. So hard stack to have. A one-off here or there wouldn't be a bad idea, I think. And maybe even a one-off from the San Fran side, but not a game I'll be focusing on.
Yeah, I have a lineup right now that has Trey Turner in it. So he's the one guy I'm eyeing. I'm also trying to see if I can fit, Freddie Freeman in instead of Turner. Those are the two guys I'm looking at.
And I like the call, King of Smack. Muncy let me down yesterday. Hopefully he can step back up today. I don't know. I probably won't have the guts to go back to him there, but day late, dollar short does have a tendency to happen in DFS, or as they used to say in poker, flop lag. You know what I mean? Just a little bit late, that's for sure.
Exactly.
All right, we have 2 last things to go over, and that is our PrizePicks plays and our Boom Fantasy plays today. I would like to say, if you're watching right now and you haven't done it so far, please take a second. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. We're going to take 3 seconds to do that. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Awesome. Then hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and the little alert button in the upper corner. That lets you know when any of our podcasts post. And with all the NFL pods coming out, you're going to want that information and be able to know when they're there so you don't miss them. If you're on Twitter watching it live, please like, retweet. If you want to join Boom Fantasy, do it now because they are the best. They have terrific offer, 100% match on that first 100. You can, the link is here in Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, and on our website at DFS Coach Talk. And you want to definitely jump on Boom Fantasy there. All right. PrizePicks, let's give 2 each. Deb, how does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
You want to give your first one?
Sure. So I'm going with Merrill Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts. He has only gone under 4.5 strikeouts one time since July 1st.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty good bet for me.
That's like the Jason Tatum.
That's right. Exactly.
Right?
Hit that 90% of the time.
You find those and you can just really bank them. So there we go. I like that play. For me, it's going to be Framber Valdez under 41.5 fantasy score. I don't think he's going to get, smacked around by Texas, but I just don't think he's a big strikeout pitcher. And when you get over 40, you need 42 to win. You need like 8 strikeouts to get there, I think. So I'm going to go under Valdez there. I think he can, give up a solo homer or 2 as well. Nice. Second play?
Yeah, my second play is Paolo Espino, more than 5 hits allowed. I think Goldschmidt and Arenado could get 5 hits between them. So,
all right.
Yep.
I like it. I'm going to go Stephen Kwan over 7 fantasy score. I love him in that leadoff spot. I really do like Cleveland as a sneaky low-owned stack. As far as what I consider low-owned for where I think they should be against a pitcher, like Bubic. So Kwan over 7, I feel pretty strong about. Awesome. All right, Boom Fantasy. Play Boom Sports is what you want to go to on Twitter, by the way. And what is your top play on Boom Fantasy tonight?
Yeah, I'm pulling that off right now. Okay, so I'm a little repetitive here, but I like these plays a lot. Merrill Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts.
Oh, okay. You and Josh Davis are on the same page today. You two need to do a podcast. I have to take a day off sometime in this lifetime. We'll have to have you two guys do, and you'd have been right on today.
Funny. Yeah.
I like the call. I'm going to be repetitive as well. I'm going Framber Valdez under 6.5 strikeouts. Nice. Again, he's 4 or 5 strikeouts max for me. I haven't projected at 4. So I think under 6.5 Ks is a good play.
Yeah, I like that too.
Second play?
So back to Espino. In this case, it's earned runs, over 2.5 earned runs. I feel pretty confident about that one today.
I love that call. I'm going Stephen Kwan too, over 0.5 run. All he's got to do is score once. I mean, if he doesn't score once here, I'd be very disappointed. So
I love that.
I'll take over 0.5 run. And your last Boom Fantasy play of the day. We're giving 6 winners out here today.
How about that, huh? This is insane. Too bad we can't play them, Coach.
Arizona and Pennsylvania, we're shut out.
I know.
Eventually.
I'll play that half run back and go over with Roundy Rowdy.
Oh, man, I got you calling him Roundy. He's going deep today for sure now.
Over 0.5 run. Exactly. He'll get that on his home run swing.
Yeah. I don't know if can he make it around the bases? No, I'm sorry, man. I can say that because I'm a little roundy myself. So, all right. I'm taking Willie Adames over 0.5 an RBI. Nice. So I've got him projected to go deep today. So there you go. There's that RBI.
I love it.
Between the runs that they're going to score, I think in Coors, I'm hoping he's part of that smash. So that is it. What's good, Big Bino? Thank you for joining in. If you missed some of it, definitely can watch it all. It'll post everywhere. Also, if you listen on the audio podcast, that'll go up here in about 20 minutes. So if you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, also, if you're on those audio podcasts listening, a quick 5-star and comment. We have a drawing at the end of each month for a 1-month free membership. And we'll be giving away some things for our podcast for the first Thursday game for the NFL. So definitely join us as everything's going on. So this week, Coach Mom is being heard from here at the end. Love Coach and Deb making it fun. Oh, appreciate that.
Oh, that's awesome, right?
Yeah, what the heck? Winning big today, guys. I'm feeling it. What a great show. Lanuka A, thank you. Really appreciate everybody. We're at about an hour 15 mark, so we're a little bit longer than we want to. What else, Deb? We've never gone under time. If you're betting the over-under on podcast time with Deb and I, it's a lot. The over's a lock.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Deb. Great job. Appreciate it. Good luck with the house. How you feeling with the leg, by the way?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. Got doctor appointment next week. Hopefully next Tuesday's broadcast, I'll have some good news for folks.
Good. We want to see you weight bearing and moving around there.
Exactly.
Lots of thoughts and prayers from our Coach Talk family for you. So appreciate that.
Man.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. A great Tuesday show. Great Tuesday lineup tonight and great slate. So let's keep the momentum going and take some stuff down again. And for tomorrow, Crash and I will be back to hit, or am I solo tomorrow? No, Crash is in. Crash and I will be back tomorrow, I believe. So we'll hit that at 1:30 for sure. So thank you so much for joining in. Hope you absolutely crush it. We'll be back again tomorrow when we look to knock them all out, take them out on Boom Fantasy and DFS MLB.